Well, hello there, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This is the first time I'm going live in this group, but I thought it's a good way to connect outside of our monthly meetings. And, I've been very shy to get on any video because those of you who have not heard the story, I'm currently missing a tooth here due to the fact that I just had it removed. Now it has to heal for the next 3 months. And then I'm going to get an implant. And then that has to heal, like they're going to put that anchor in, and then that has to heal for another 3 months. And then they can actually put the tooth part on there. Now, my dentist did make me something to put here. It's like an insert, but it feels like braces, and I can't really sing or speak with it properly. So I just have not been using it because it's a pain, and it doesn't really, you have to kind of put cream on it, like you would for dentures. And then, I don't know, I just don't like doing it. Also, you can't eat with it really. So I'm just not doing it. So this here in the group is just intimate, so I'm just not going to worry about it. I did want to have a little chat today, and I don't know if anyone's going to show up live because it's the first time I'm doing this, but I am planning to do this more so I can connect with you guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about the single most important thing that you can do when you work on your voice, on any aspect of singing. I just talked about that to my opera class. I am running this 1 month of opera class right now. And what I notice is that what happens a lot of times, not just in the opera singing world, but among all my students, a lot of singers, of course, what we do is we hear songs that we're inspired by and we absolutely love. And then, of course, we want to sing those songs. Now, of course, there are always two different objectives you could have with, when you sing any given song. Someone's here live, so let me know. Say hi. I can't see it right here. Let me know who you are and what's going on. And so we want to sing all those songs that we love so much, which is totally okay. But there are two things we can do. We can just sing a song and not worry about technique and just sing it because we enjoy doing it. And we should do that a lot. We should just enjoy singing. At the same time, if you want to improve and you really have that as a goal to really take your vocal skills to the next level, you need to be very intentional about the type of song that you actually work on. You can always sing any song you want to sing just for fun. But if your objective is to actually, hey, opera lass, if your objective actually is to, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments and, hey, it's great that you're here. As you want to practice and be intentional, it is really important that you pick something where you can achieve a high level of accuracy. And the single most important thing you can focus on is accuracy, and again, accuracy. What you want to do is be accurate in pitch control, be accurate in onsets, offsets, be accurate in between, like with your, how do you connect through the phrase? A lot of singers, I just talked to someone today, and this particular singer has the tendency to kind of slide a lot between pitches. It's not necessarily in an intentional way. So be more accurate. It's the most important thing you can do. The more accurate you are and the more you pay attention to details, if it's only just the pitches that are really accurate, that is huge. You could do all the fancy stuff, but if your pitches are even just slightly off, anything else doesn't matter. I always say that. It's like when you don't sing in the center of the pitches and you have a very high level of accuracy and it sounds like you really can control what pitch your voice lands on, it doesn't even matter what else you do. You can focus on resonance and all these things, and these will help better accuracy and intonation. But at the same time, it's just, it's just not the goal to just sing whatever, okay? I think I just made a mistake. I wanted to actually, that's really funny because I told the software to stream into my Facebook group, but it's not doing that. What I meant to do is stream into my Facebook group, and I don't even know. I see YouTube, I see Facebook, and I'm seeing all these comments, which clearly means that I'm not just streaming inside of my Facebook group, and I don't understand why. So, but anyway, everyone's getting the benefit now. I thought this was not going to be a public appearance because of my tooth missing. I've been so conscious about this, but I'm just going to be real about it. It is what it is, and it's going to be a few more months until this is fixed because it does take such a long time to heal. Let me know, everyone, where are you on, do you focus consistently on being accurate? Here's the thing, this is my take on it. I would much rather my students do something very simplistic and do it really well and in a very accurate way than try to do a lot of fancy stuff and sound like they're just trying too hard, struggling, straining, and ultimately being frustrated because it just doesn't sound like they want it to sound. So even if it's the most simple song in the world, you can do a lot with it. You can take it to new musical levels. You can add your own personality to it and be a little bit creative, even if it's something very simple. But again, I just meet so many singers who, a lot of people send me recordings and they ask me questions. And in a lot of cases, I hear that their singing repertoire that is just way beyond. They're trying things they have no idea how to execute because they don't even know the basics yet. So unless you have mastered some level of accuracy in the basic level, it doesn't really make sense to do something really complicated. But if you are having a hard time even just hitting the pitch right, even if it's a slow song, even if you do something like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. If it sounds more like twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So clearly that would be really far away from being pitch accurate. Now, if you try to add that layer of being really trying to be very, very, really fancy, really, really fancy. I can't speak today. Really, really fancy, but the pitches are just not wrong. They're just all wrong. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. It sounds ridiculous, right? It really does sound ridiculous when you're trying to be all fancy, but it's just all wrong. And a lot of times, I always tell everyone, okay, there are no stupid questions, but there are just questions that tell me it's like an entirely wrong question. If someone doesn't even know how to hit the pitch right and then asks me about whistle register, I have to say, I'm sorry, you should not even go there. Why are you trying to go there? Don't do the fancy stuff unless you can do the simple stuff really well, and then you can advance. Really, why is it that in singing, this happens all the time? But if you were a piano student, you would never try to play Rondo alla Turca in the original version the first month of your lessons. You have just now begun starting to play with 3 fingers. How are you going to play 88 keys that go really fast with arpeggios and scales and fingerings that are really complicated where you have to cross over all the time if you have not even figured out how to play with the 3 fingers? You can't. But why is it that a lot of singers think, well, I'm just going to do all these things, but they have no idea how to do it. What's your take? Let me read some. Thanks, everyone. Yes, this is live. And I thought I was just streaming into my online singing school Facebook group and my software. First, it told me I needed to tell Facebook to give it permission to use that streaming software so that my software can stream into it. And for some reason, it's now, I don't know, it's not. Let me look at actually if it's also streaming into this, or, maybe I'm streaming into all the places. No. Yes, I am. Well, in any case, I am also streaming into the group. But then everyone else gets the benefit of this. How cool. So, and by the way, shameless pitch here, but while I'm at it, I might as well mention it. I am running a special promotion right now, so you can get into my online singing school for just $9 for the first 2 weeks. This runs until May 31st, and then we're gonna end that special promotion. So if you've been thinking about, being in my ecosystem just a bit more, having a bit more of my teachings and all that, check it out. $9 for the first 2 weeks. I put out one master class every month. We do one live Zoom meeting where we actually see each other every month, where you have a chance to be coached. Also in our private Facebook group, which I am also streaming into right now, and I thought I was just streaming into that one. You can win, every month you can win a 20-minute private coaching session via Zoom with me if you are the most active member. Which, how hard is that? Give some likes, make some comments, interact with your classmates. And every week there is an exercise of the week that you can have access to. And every week there is a Mindset Monday video, because mindset is really, really important. If you're having hangups about, being nervous or not liking your voice, that's huge. It's going to do a lot for you if you address those issues. So everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. Now, while I'm at it, maybe just about 5 minutes. And if you have any questions, but I would just like to know, let me read some comments. Maddie says, came in third in a singing competition, saying, I Have Nothing by Whitney. Wow. I'm baritone. That is so cool. So, if you came in third, you must have done a great job. Congratulations. That's awesome. And I think it's really cool. If you can transpose a song. I had I met a guy years ago when I was on the cruise ship singing there. He was also hired as an artist. And he sang I Will Always Love You, Whitney's version. And he sang it as a guy. He was a tenor, but he sang it with a lot of in falsetto. The way he did it was really cool. He did it really well. He was a professional, of course, but it was a really interesting take on the song. You could do a lot with music as long as it's musically, it makes sense. Hey, from England, Elia or Elia? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Yes, dedicated a nice notebook for the OSS today where I noted down some important things from what I've listened to today. Awesome. I really enjoy the lessons and learning more about singing. Awesome. So I would love to see some of you inside of my online singing school. Oh, I need to give you the link. If you want to still join and get that $9 for the first 2 weeks trial deal, which ends after May 31st, go to masteryourvoice.tv/singing school. I'd love to have you. And then, next time when I stream just inside of the group, and next week we also have our monthly meeting, via Zoom, where you can just talk to me personally. You can have some coaching, you can ask questions, pick my brains. We can actually see each other and I can see you. Go ahead and join. And I have a couple minutes before I have to jump off because I still have a lot to do. There's something really cool happening next week. I'm going to start running a challenge, a 3-day challenge, but you're going to get the announcements. If you're on my email list, you're going to get it. And if you're on social media following me and here on YouTube, I will make posts announcing the challenge. Really excited about that. It's going to be very cool. It's going to be intense for 3 days. It's going to be the Pro Singer Challenge. You're going to learn how to sound more polished like a pro and what to focus on. Among the things are, of course, accuracy, like I've just been talking about. Any comments, questions before I jump off? Oh, thank you, Noelle. Thank you for your how to sing lessons and your wise words. I recently sang Panis Angelicus at the wedding in Rome. Awesome. Having had laryngitis. That's not good. I did not apologize afterwards if people enjoyed it. Thanks. Oh, that's great. Again, I've had to sing while being sick several times, but laryngitis is no fun. You should actually not sing when you have laryngitis. Could be really, really hurting your voice long term even. So if it's one song, I'm surprised you could make it. But kudos to you for pulling it through, and I hope you're okay now. But how do you create muscle memory? Continued exercise? Yeah, you know what? Muscle memory is very much it's connected to repetition, but also intentional repetition. So if you don't focus on anything specific, it's going to take a lot longer to make progress if you really have an objective and focus on something very specific. For example, if you focus on your larynx position, because you have the tendency to lower your larynx too much, sound dark, sound covered, maybe you just want to focus on that until you connect like that feeling of, okay, I know what I'm doing, what I'm intending, and now I'm noticing what it feels like when I do it or when I don't do it. And again, I always say it's much more beneficial to repeat many times than to do it like once for a really long time. And we have to be mindful of our voices because you can't practice for hours and hours and hours and hours. Our voices are delicate instruments. You can never go buy another. You can't put on a new string. Your vocal cords are just, there once. You have to be very careful. Take good care of them. I seem to skip my oral and go from chest to nasal. You mean to skip your head voice or your resonating space? You can sound nasal in chest voice or in head voice, both. If you're talking about whenever you go higher, you start sounding more nasal, that has a lot to do with your pharyngeal space. You need to really be working on especially your vowel placements but it doesn't, registers shouldn't really have a lot to do with nasality or not nasality. That has to do with your pharyngeal space, whether you have your soft palate lifted and all that. So examine your vowel placements and if you're keeping the same placement as you're changing registers. Mix is not a register, okay? It's just the balancing out between the two registers. Really? Thanks. You're thinking I look amazing? I don't know about that. My tooth is missing, so I'm so conscious about that. It's just weird. I don't know. To me, someone who's missing a tooth, to me personally, it was always someone who doesn't take care of themselves. And of course, I am getting a replacement soon, but I just feel so, I don't know why. I don't really have any insecurities, but this missing tooth right now it just feels so uncomfortable going public with it. And this is the first time I'm letting it be seen because I thought I was just going live inside of my smaller Facebook group. Oh, the best way to warm up. Is it starting with your lower register, then working your way through your octaves to your top note? Okay, number one, I have on my website, I have the perfect vocal warm-up. It has a list with it also, like with all the points you need to check. But if you want to find out more, you should consider joining the online singing school for just $9 for the first 2 weeks, because this week, the masterclass's topic is the perfect vocal warm-up. And I'm going to talk all about like how do you need to warm up and why, like how to go about warming up your voice, everything that pertains to it. Maddie asks, let me go back here. Why is it when I sing, I get a very tickly throat? I have a very powerful voice. Might be pushing too much. Again, it's hard when I read comments here. It's like a doctor trying to diagnose without seeing or touching or looking at the patient. So there's a lot of reasons why anything could happen. It could be a lack of good vocal cord closure. It could be a lack of support. A lot of things. Too much air pushing outward. And again, if I hear someone, that's why in the online singing school is really cool, because once a month we meet on Zoom live and you can get a mini coaching from me. You could just show me something or send in a clip ahead of time and I can play it off and I can then tell you what's happening or analyze a song that you're singing, give you tips on that. My missing tooth does not affect my sound. See, I managed to actually make a st. I can say everything I need to say. It just looks funny. My tongue has adjusted. And again, last week, 1 week ago, I had that remaining tooth removed. And I still have a stitch in there. On Friday, they're going to remove that. And then it takes 3 months for it to heal before they can put the implant in. So it's just, it's a bummer. I just hate this. It's going to be a while. I have an amazing dentist. I have a really great dentist. And he actually sent me to an oral surgeon to have this tooth removed because they needed to be extremely careful because we need the bone to be perfectly intact in order to then put that implant in there when it's time. So he's like, I'm going to send you to the oral surgeon because that's all they ever do. And they're the best at it. And I'm friends with my dentist, actually. I have sung for some events that he had. So when he had like the 50 or like an anniversary for the dentist practice, he invited a bunch of people and I sang there. I can get a little bit of lisp, yeah. I don't have a lisp though. The lisp has nothing to do with the tooth. It has to do with the tongue position. It's like you can still miss a tooth and not have a lisp. But I guess it could be charming. You watch my videos every day? Awesome. We're doing those short form videos. And because of my tooth, we have been pulling a lot of content from like videos that are from the past, like way from the past. But there's a lot of really good information in there and a lot of very valuable stuff. And so my team has been doing a really great job, like digging out some stuff from there. But now I have to get off because there's a lot to do. And thank you everyone for joining me. Again, don't hesitate. If you have $9 for just the next 2 weeks to try out the online singing school, masteryourvoice.tv/singing school. I would love to see you there and have more of those kind of live interactions where, of course, yeah, great dentist or not, we all hate going. Yeah, I can't say that I love it, but right now I would just love if they put the tooth back. That's what I love about it. The procedure, not so much, but the end goal is I'm all about that. Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. Join me for the challenge next week. I'm going to start posting sometime this week, announcing it, and I would love to see you for the 3-day challenge. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be intense. It's going to be lots of cool information and connection with everyone here, and I want to get to know everyone a little bit better inside of the challenge. So wait for the announcement. Okay, thanks for hanging out. Be blessed, and I'll talk soon. Bye-bye.